input exceeds 25, it returns their change or whatever. So we're not messing with dollars, we're just messing with change, nickels, dimes, quarters, and that's it. So we have three inputs, a nickel, dime, and a quarter. Nickel, dime, quarter. Nickel, dime, quarter. Okay, those are your inputs. Right. Nickel, dime, quarter. And then you have, um, okay, okay. Okay, yeah, this is it's not too hard to draw the state diagram now that I think about it. Okay, so if you think about it, you can only get a nickel being 0.05, you can only get a dime, 0.10, and 0.25. So obviously, there's the one, you have the one state, like S0. If you get a quarter, it goes to the end, right? S whatever this dispense is, right? Whatever that'll be. And then you have uh, you can insert 5 nickels to get you to the dispense too. One, one, two, three. One, two, three. Four. And then it's a small circle. Draw a bigger one. And then one, two, three, four. And then five. After this, we'll get you. Draw it better. Three and S4. And this will get you to this. We'll make this like S5. Sure. If you get 5 nickels, 5 of them, you get the dispense. And if you get 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, hold on. And if you get that fifth one, you'll get to the dispense. Dispense. And if you get there's different combinations. If you get 3 dimes, 1, 2, 1 dime, 2 dime, 2 dime, 3 dime. The third dime will be over here somewhere. And then you'll get a nickel and dispense. Okay. And it doesn't matter what we make this. We'll make it like S6 or we can make it S7. But if we want to match his, we'll make it S8. And if we get a quarter, we go straight here. There's no change from the quarter. But if we get a dime and a quarter, that's 0.35. So we'll get a nickel and a dime back. So we'll go, first it has to be a dime, S2, then a quarter. Return dime, return a dime, return nickel, return 2 dimes, return dime, return nickel. S8. No. We're gonna make this one uh, dime, this one S6. This can be the dime. And then this can be nickel and a dispense. This will all return back to S0.
World War I.
Okay. So then we have times and quarter. No, we'll do what it takes to return a
Say
dime.
bless you.
Well, if you do a dime, point
Oh yeah.
35, that's
It's
return
like
a
the mint
dime.
game.
Dime, then a quarter. S7.
Trying to end up on my shit list.
Dime, return, and the dispense of the item.
Trying to end up in a world of pain.
If you get S8
See those arrows?
being
That's one due to your liver.
dime, dime, and a
Mentally
nickel.
ill savage.
And then the dispense. What would that take? That would take a dime, a nickel, and then a quarter. What did it take? What did it? That would make it point 0.15, point 40. Dime, nickel. Dime, nickel, quarter. 15 cents, which is a dime and a nickel. So we go dime, nickel, S8. Dime, nickel, quarter. A quarter. This one being a quarter. Make sure they have these labeled. Wait. Nickel? No. This is a dime. Yeah. Dime, nickel. Yeah, okay. Then we have S9 being the last option. Being it dime, times 2, and the dispense of the item. So that would have to be 0.45, which is a dime. Dime, nickel, nickel. Or 2 dimes, and then a quarter. And then you would have to get 2 dimes back. Quarter. So as weird as that looks, that is how that is derived for a vending machine.
You know what else looks weird? That baby.
Vending machine. This is the state diagram. Okay, so now we need to draw a state transition table. Okay.
Said I'm tragically hip. Come on, just let's go.
me editing out your audio.
Will you?
Yes. Edit out pin. Alright, I already saw this. Alright, now we need a state table. So we have inputs. Dime, nickel, quarter. Then we have the present state. Since there's 9, we have A, B, C, D. Alright, this is where we left off. We're designing the state table now for uh, what is it, the vending machine. The vending machine. This. Okay. So how we're gonna do the state table is we are going to base it off these arrows we drew. I'm gonna use my mouse to I have to go to my iPad. We're gonna do it off the arrows we drew. So there's 15 arrows in total. Um, actually 20, but 15 of them being uh, the ones going in between the states, and the last 5 being these 5 here going back to the the first state to continue the cycle. If you get like another coin or whatever. So these 5 states are going to be completely independent of whether you get a coin or whatever. So we're gonna pretend those are don't cares, um, solely because they're not dependent on the inputs. They're all just gonna go back to the first state. So uh, we have to do all the situations for we'll do it by each state. We'll go from 0, 0, 0. There's like 3 arrows there, and then we'll do each one. We can do it that way. It doesn't really matter which way you do it, but you have to address all the arrows that we drew for this table. So we have 3 for the first state. So one being a nickel, one being a dime, and one being a quarter. And then for the second state we have 2. No, no, I only got 1 for 0, 0, 1. Let me draw this better lined up. 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay, for 0, for the first state we have one of them being just a nickel. Damn, we're gonna need a bigger um, state table. It needs to be bigger. Anyways, okay, and then we have second state. We have 1. We have 3 arrows for 2. 0, 0, 1, 0. We have 1 for a nickel. Well, we have 1, 2, 3. We have to draw 3 of them. We have 3 of them. 1 being a quarter. Doesn't matter which way you do these. 1 being a nickel. And then another being a dime. Okay. Okay. Then the next state we have state 3, which is 0, 0. In binary, it's 3, 0, 0, 1, 1. We have two lines, one being a quarter, one being a nickel. So we'll do two. And one being a quarter. Okay. Then the final state being four. We have one, two, three lines going out of it, all being a quarter, dime, and a nickel. Okay. So now we have these last five states. For these last five, it doesn't necessarily matter. You know, I can't scroll on my mouse. It doesn't matter which way where you put them because they all go back to S0. So it's not dependent on the input, so they don't cares. So uh, I ran out of room. What am I supposed to do? Oh, maybe I can continue on to this one. Yeah, I can work it out. It's not entirely convenient, but it'll work. It's gonna be a little messy, but that's fine. Okay. So we have four, then we have five. We have our outputs being 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, 7, 8, and 9. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Okay, then our next states are, we just have to look at these lines up here. For first one being in, look at the first state, nickel. Where does the nickel go? It goes to the next state, um, which is state one, which is 0001, 1. And then if it's a dime, we go to this we go to state two, which is 0, 0, 1, 0. And if we get a quarter, we'll go straight to state five. So that's 0, 1, 0, 1 for 5 in binary. Nickel for the first state goes directly to the next one. So you'll go to state 2. 0, 1, 0. If it gets a quarter, we'll go to 0, 0, 1, 0. Gets a quarter, we go to state 7. Correct, state 7, which is achoo. My bad, my bad, my bad. Excuse me. 4, 2, 1, that's 7 in binary. Get a nickel from 0, 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 1, 0. If we get a nickel, which is state 2, we'll go to state 3, which is 3 in binary. 0, 0, 1, 1. If we get a dime, we'll go to state 4. which is equivalent to 0, 1, 0, 0. And if we get a nickel as 0, 0, 1, 1, which is 3, we'll go to that same spot. And if we get a quarter at state 3, we'll go to state 8, which is 1, 0, 0, 0. And if we get a quarter at state 4, we'll go to state 9, which is 1, 0, 0, 1. And if we get a nickel, we will go to state 5, which is 0, 1, 0, 1. And if we get a dime, no, that's a dime. Yeah, dime at state 4, we go to state 6, which is 0, 1, 1, 0. And that concludes all of them. Now we're here at the don't cares. 0, 0, 0, 0. They all go back to this state 1 so we can continue our cycle if we get another coin. Alright. Alright, now let's look at um, okay. So now alright, now I have to do the outputs. So there's 5 outputs. We have dispense, nickel dispense, dime nickel dispense, and we have two dimes dispensed. So we have all those, and we need to figure out which of these is Q. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dispenses. Yeah. So we have um, so we input. Let's review what we have going on here. We need to um hmm, okay. So we can make it as we'll make an output for dispense, and then we'll make separate outputs for returning the nickel, the dime, returning the dime and the nickel, or returning 2 dimes for the state table. So let's see how much space we'll need. Alright, so we have dispense. be our returns. Dime, nickel dime, dime times 2. Our table is literally crooked. It's slanted to the. It's slanted. I don't like that. Let me fix that. Line, 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 line. Okay. Dispense. Okay. So when we have the output, what is the output? 0, 0. That's just a 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, because these are not. Alright, so we have a state 5. State 5 is just a dispense. 0, 0, 0, 0. This is nothing. 4, 7. 7 is dispense and a dime. So dispense, and you'll get your dime back. Get your change. 3 is not an output. 4 is not an output. 4 is not an output. 8 is the output. You get a dime and a nickel. Dime and nickel, dime and nickel. 9, you get 2 dimes for that one. 4, 5. 5 is just dispense. 4, 6. You get dispense and you get a nickel. Who's calling me? Hey, Mama.
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm good, Mama. How are you?
I'm good. I was just thinking about you.
Alright, we're back. We're back. We're back in business. Alright, we're gonna do the Maya's interlude on the left. Hey, 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 hey. Alright, last ones. Um, these will dispense all at one. They each have their own designated function. Alright, so 101. We have 5. So that just dispenses. 6 is a nickel. 7 does a dime. 8 does a dime and a nickel. And this does 2 dimes. There's a state table. Done, baby. That's a state table for the state diagram for designing a vending machine that takes in a nickel, dime, and a quarter, or just change, and dispenses a product for 25 cents. This is a state diagram for that. So, what else is there that we can do with this? I mean, we could add a function to cancel. Say that you there's another input for cancel, um, but we're gonna leave it like this. So yeah, but if you were to do cancel, um, where would you put that at? Well, Depends on where you want your cancel. So like you put in your change, you have to cancel it before you know. Um, hmm. This is more of like this isn't like a clock cycle. It is a cycle, but it's just depending on the input. It's a clock cycle. You put in your change, and it's waiting for another input. It's waiting for the to react to more change. So as you go through each state, it's waiting for that next input until it goes to one of these where it returns to the first state. Um, it's basically like a little web, you know, but you would have your cancels from not at S0. Why would you cancel in the beginning? You would have them at S1, S2, and S3. I mean, after putting in your change. But S4 being the final, because S4 immediately designates it to S5. Well, actually, it doesn't. S4 being another one. Yeah, S1, 2, 3, and 4. You would put an extra state going to cancel, which would give you um, um, you would designate them. So S1 being 5 cents, S2 10, 15, and then 20 for S4. And S4 would be giving you 2 dimes. S3 would give you a dime. It would basically be the inverse of these states on the right, but except there's no dispensing. It's not that hard. It's not too hard, actually. Now that I take a look at it, so yeah, it's a little different from like designing a circuit. It's more of like looking at an idea and putting it on a state diagram. That's kind of weird. Kinda. I don't like it to be honest, but that's that. That is that. I might do another video for the extra credit portion, which would be for adding a cancel to it. That's that.